Hey, what is up everyone? In this video we're ranking all 6 of the new sea forts in Sea of Thieves. So recently in Sea of Thieves Season 6 we got 6 new sea forts, 2 in each region, and they each have their own unique style. The 2 in each region kind of match each other a lot, but there is like some subtle differences, but between the different regions they're very different in terms of aesthetics. So to get it out of the way first, this isn't going to be like which one's the best to go to or anything, not really. This is more from like a aesthetic view, but also I did factor location into my ranking. But each of the forts basically have the same amount of loot and like supplies and stuff. So it's not really like a competitive ranking like how we did the outpost locations before. The other thing I want to mention is all of these forts are great. So it's not like the one at the bottom of the list is terrible. It's more so just my opinion. The ones at the top 3 are my favorite, and then the bottom 3 are kind of just okay. So at number 6 we have Mercies and Fortress. And this one is very close to the center of the map. I think this is the closest to the center of the map. I believe it might not be. There might be one more that might be closer. But in general, this is pretty close to the middle of the map. So you're not as safe being here compared to some of the other sea forts. So that's something that I didn't like too much. In terms of aesthetics, I thought it looked really cool. There was like nice stuff around the area, and it was very like hardcore, I guess you could say, compared to the other forts. Like you had skulls on spikes and things like that. But I would say the other sea fort in the region is a little bit better in my opinion. I just preferred it better, and the location really hurts it for me. You'll see a pattern throughout this list, so I'll just go ahead and say it. I prefer the sea forts that are on the edge of the map because strategically that's easier to see if ships are coming because they won't likely be passing by you as easily. So if you're on the edge of the map, you're more likely to see them coming and you'll have time to get your ship moving and get away. Or fight if that's what you want to do. So this one's really cool, but next at number 5 we have Ancient Gold. This one, like the previous one, there's nothing bad with it. Really, it's about the same aesthetic as the other one in the region, but this one's further away from an outpost. So the closest outpost to this and the other sea fort in the region is Plunder Outpost, and if you measure, this fortress is a lot farther, which you would say in some situations is better, like I was just talking about how being on the edge of the map, but this one's also pretty close to some other islands, so it doesn't really help you too much. So that's why I put it lower on the list. It's not too much of a difference, but I do prefer the other one compared to this. Next at number 4, to round out the bottom tier of the order list, is the Royal Crest Fortress. So the Royal Crest Fortress is one that is very close to a lot of other islands. So you have Kraken Watchtower next to it, you have the Lone Cove, and just a bunch of other places. So it's really easy for people to see you and attack you. I remember like one game, literally the launch day, I spawned in at Sanctuary Outpost and I could see a ship over at the fortress. And it's also in a position where if you spawn in at Daggertooth and someone's there, you can see them from Daggertooth as well. So that's 2 spawn points that someone can see you and then they'll come and fight you and you might not see them coming or whatever. So I don't really like this fort as much, but the reason it got higher on my list compared to the previous 2 is because the Shores of Plenty is probably my favorite region for these sea forts. I find these ones to be really nice looking, and I think the thing that I like the best about it is they actually feel lived in. Like the other ones kind of feel like the ones in the Ancient Isles feel abandoned, which is a cool atmosphere for itself. The ones in the wilds feel very dark and mysterious, but these ones in the Shores of Plenty feel like they're actual homesteads and stuff, and that's really cool to me. Next at number 3 we have the old Brinestone Fortress, and this one, the reason it's at the bottom tier of like our, I guess you could say the top tier of the list, is because I found it very dark at night at this fortress. This was like one of the only ones that doesn't have like a lot of light at it, so the other 2 that are going to be on our list, they have a lot more light in them. But the reason I put it up at number 3 is because it does have a really cool like aesthetic to it. And just the look of it looks really cool with all the moss coming down and just everything about it. I also like how it's pretty close to Plunder Outpost like I talked about earlier. and this one is somewhat outside the map. So the closest island you have to this one is Booty Isle and Thieves Haven. Thieves Haven is one you have to be careful of because they can come around the island and you probably won't see them until they're real close. So that's a little bit of an issue, but you could have the same problem with Sharkbait Cove with Ancient Gold Fortress. So either way you're going to have that problem, and for me I prefer old Brinestone Fortress because that's a bit further from Thieves Haven than the former. Alright, but at number 2 we have Traitor's Fate. Traitor's Fate is a really cool aesthetic, and just walking around there was really cool. I liked the atmosphere inside of it, and it's got this very like dark and mysterious feel to it, similar to the other one in the region, but I really like this one, especially because not only is it towards the outside of the map, it's pretty close to where the Shores of Gold is, like the edge of that area, but since nobody really goes to the Shores of Gold too often, you're not too worried about like people sneaking up on you. But also it's really close to Galling's Grave Outpost, so you can go and sell real quick. The final one on our list at number 1, this is my favorite sea fort in the game, and this is Imperial Crown Fortress. Just something about this one, I really like how it feels like a lived-in spot, just like the Royal Crest, but this one's on the edge of the map. It's near Crescent Isle and Golden Sands and stuff, so it's not too far from a selling spot, but it's also all the way on the left side of the map where you kind of are on your own, so you won't really have to worry about people sneaking up on you. I love the way that the light shines on the fort, and like how the lighting inside the fort as well just looks really nice. I think they got the aesthetics really well in this one, and I feel like this is the best one if you want to go and role play at and like pretend like it's your own like home and everything. But that's the end of my list. It's a kind of a quick video, I guess, for today, but I thought it'd be cool to go through the different sea forts and just check them all out. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, it'd be great if you like and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye y'all.